The woman who rewrote her story. Lila Thompson stood in her cozy kitchen in Raleigh, North Carolina, stirring a pot of vegetable stew. The soft giggles of her two kids, Noah and Emma, drifted from their rooms upstairs. To anyone walking by, the Thompson family seemed perfect, a happy home with a picket fence. But Lila knew the truth. Her life wasn't a fairy tale. It was full of quiet hurts, the kind no one could see. The front door slammed shut, and Lila's heart skipped a beat. She didn't need to check the time. That sound meant her husband, Mark, was home, and something was wrong. She wiped her hands on a dish towel and walked to the living room, her stomach tight with worry. Mark stood there, arms crossed, holding a crumpled piece of paper. "Do you even look at our bank account before you spend my money?" he snapped, waving the paper like it was proof of a crime. Lila swallowed hard. "I got some clothes for the kids and a few things for the house," she said softly. Mark laughed, but it wasn't kind. "Clothes for the kids? And what's this? Makeup? Who are you trying to impress? Lila, the mailman?" She stepped back, his words stinging like a slap. "I just wanted to feel like me again," she whispered. Mark looked her up and down, her messy bun, worn apron, tired eyes. "You don't even look like the woman I married. 2 kids later, you're like some shadow in sweatpants." Lila's hands shook. "Mark, please," she started, but he cut her off. "I'm done pretending. I'm taking Sarah to the company gala this Saturday. At least she knows how to look like a real woman." Lila froze. Sarah was his 24-year-old secretary, always giggling too loud at his jokes. She'd suspected something, but hearing it out loud hit her like a punch. "You're kidding," she said, her voice shaking. Mark poured himself a drink, smirking. "Do I look like I'm kidding? Imagine what my coworkers would say if I showed up with you. You look more like my mom than my wife." He walked upstairs, leaving Lila alone. A tear slid down her cheek, not just because of his words, but because deep down, she'd started to believe them. She sank onto the couch, her chest tight. For years, she'd put up with his criticism, his cold silences, the way he made her feel small. But this was too much. By midnight, Lila's tears had dried. Something new flickered inside her, determination. She looked at her reflection in the dark TV screen. Tired, yes, but not gone. The next morning, the sunlight felt empty. Mark's side of the bed was cold. He'd left early, probably to plan the gala with Sarah. As Lila made breakfast, Noah and Emma's laughter reminded her why she'd stayed so long. She caught her reflection in the bathroom mirror, Mark's voice echoing, "Do you think makeup can fix what time's done to you?" She clenched her jaw. Makeup wouldn't fix her, but taking her life back would. Her phone rang. It was her best friend, Mia Evans, from high school. Lila hesitated but answered. "Hey, Mia," she said, trying to sound okay. Mia wasn't fooled. "What's wrong? You sound like you've been crying." Lila stayed quiet, but when Mia asked, "Is it Mark again?" she couldn't hold back. Through sobs, she told her everything, the insults, the gala, Sarah. Mia didn't pause. "Listen, Lila, that man's been tearing you down for years. But you're not broken. You've just forgotten who you are. That gala he's showing off Sarah at? You're going to walk in there like the star you are and remind him what he's losing." Lila wiped her eyes. "It's not that simple," she murmured. "No, it's not," Mia said, "but it's possible. Start small, look in the mirror and say, 'I'm worth more than this.' Then let's shake things up." That night, after the kids were asleep, Lila sat at her laptop. She searched for top makeover salons near me. She was done hiding. She was ready to shine. If you were Lila, what would you do after Mark's harsh words? Could someone hurt for so long still find their strength? Lila didn't sleep much that night. But it wasn't sadness keeping her awake, it was excitement. Her heart raced with something she hadn't felt in years, purpose. By morning, Lila was up, her old notebook in hand, while Noah and Emma ate cereal. She made calls. She booked a salon appointment, called a stylist Mia recommended, and set up a meeting with a lawyer. Just in case, she dropped the kids at school, hugged them tight, and drove to the mall, not as a tired mom, but as a woman with a plan. Her first stop was a fancy boutique, the kind with dresses wrapped like gifts. A young saleswoman smiled. "Looking for something special?" Lila took a deep breath. "Yes, I'm going to a gala this Saturday. And I want to look unforgettable. The woman's eyes sparkled. Let's find you something amazing. For 2 hours, Lila tried on dresses, silky, bold, powerful. She picked a deep blue gown with a slit that felt elegant but strong. It hugged her curves, making her feel alive. Next, she bought black heels that clicked with every step, saying, I'm not invisible. By afternoon, Lila arrived at Glow Studio, the best salon in Raleigh. The receptionist greeted her coolly. But when Lila said, I want to leave here unrecognizable, the mood shifted. She was led to a chair, where a stylist named Tara, with bright pink hair, listened to her story. It's not just a look, Lila said. It's a message. Tara grinned. You're in the right place. Hours passed with hair dye, scissors, and makeup brushes. Lila's faded hair became soft waves of honey blonde. Her brows were shaped. Her skin glowed from a facial. The makeup was simple but bold, a smoky eye and red lipstick that screamed strength. When they spun her chair around, Lila gasped. She looked like herself, but better, stronger, wiser. How do you feel? Tara asked. Lila touched her hair. Like I've been asleep and just woke up. The salon clapped as she left, bags in hand, feeling powerful. When she picked up Noah and Emma from Mia's, Emma gasped, Mommy, you look like a movie star. Lila knelt and kissed her. I look like me, sweetie. Mia gave her a proud nod. Tomorrow, Lila said, I call my lawyer. I'm filing for separation. Mia smiled. You're doing what's right. Lila whispered, I don't want revenge. I want peace. Saturday came. Mark was at the hotel, adjusting his tie. Sarah sat on the bed in a sparkly dress that barely fit the event's rules. Ready, babe? He asked. She smirked. Always. He had no idea what was coming. At the gala, Lila stepped out of her car onto the marble steps. Heads turned. The security guard nodded, not even checking her invitation. Inside, the room buzzed with rich guests sipping champagne. Then it went quiet. Lila Thompson had arrived. She walked with confidence, her blue dress catching the light. Her eyes found Mark, mid-sentence, his arm around Sarah. His smile dropped. Lila didn't stop. She glided past tables, ignoring whispers, and paused a few feet from him. Hello, Mark, she said calmly. Surprised to see me? He blinked, speechless. Lila, what are you doing here? She grabbed a champagne glass from a tray. Enjoying the night. Did you think I'd let you humiliate me without showing up? Sarah stepped back, her smile fading. Lila glanced at her. Oh, you're Sarah, the secretary, right? Sarah turned red. Mark looked around, panicked. Everyone was watching. Lila clinked her glass against his. Cheers, Mark, to moving on. Then she turned and walked away, her dress flashing as she left him behind. She didn't look back. The room, once whispering about Mark's success and his young assistant, now buzzed about Lila, her grace, her strength. Lila found a seat near the event organizers, sipping her drink, savoring the moment. She wasn't hiding anymore. A woman named Ellen, one of the organizers, approached. That entrance, that dress, you owned this room, she said. Lila laughed. That wasn't the plan. Ellen smiled. Maybe not, but you made it look easy. They talked, and Lila felt seen, not just admired, but valued. Across the room, Mark stood alone. Sarah had slipped away, mumbling about feeling sick. He looked lost, not powerful. Lila didn't glance his way. Her silence was louder than any fight. By the end of the night, guests approached Lila, chatting warmly. One asked if she'd help plan next year's gala decor. Lila smiled. I'd love to. The next day, Lila met Mia at a cozy cafe. Mia grinned, showing her phone. You're all over social media. People are calling you a queen for showing up like that. Lila sipped her tea. I didn't want to embarrass him. I just wanted to be me. Mia raised an eyebrow. He embarrassed himself. You showed him what he lost. Lila looked out the window. Watching kids play. Can I really start over? Not just leave, but build something new? Mia took her hand. You already have. Lila's eyes filled with tears, not of pain, but of hope. That week, she filed for divorce. She met a career coach and started drawing again, sketching ideas for her home, her life. She didn't feel broken anymore. She felt new. 3 months later, the house was different. Lila had added warm lights and cozy furniture. But the real change was the feeling. No more cold silences or heavy fights. One evening, Noah ran in with a flyer from school. "Dad was there today," he said. "He said you should try out for the town's new art project. He said you're great at making things beautiful." Lila laughed. "Did he now?" Noah nodded. "I told him my mom's a superhero." Lila's heart swelled. That night, she sat in her sunroom with tea and a sketchbook. Moonlight poured in as she drew shapes, colors, ideas that felt like dreams. She didn't stop until morning. Weeks later, her art project entry made the top 5. Then the top 3. Then an email arrived. "Congratulations. You've been chosen as the lead artist for the Riverside Park mural." Lila froze, staring at her laptop. Tears fell, not because someone picked her, but because she'd picked herself. On the mural's opening day, Lila stood with the mayor and the art team. Her name was on a sign, lead artist, Lila Monroe. Strangers praised her work. Reporters asked questions. Noah and Emma handed out flyers. Proud as could be. In the crowd, Mark stood quietly, looking older, smaller. Their eyes met, and he gave a small nod. No words, no pride. Lila turned back to her kids, her smile bright. She didn't need his approval. She'd found her own.